Hey guys, welcome to week 84 here on the Real DVD Watchers. On Wednesdays, as always, it's me, Tom, and the movie that I've chosen to review today is something that I just bought randomly. You know, I was at HMV and I was like, this looks interesting. Never even heard of it, so I just bought it. And I find blind buys, you know what? As skeptical as you are at first, I feel that with blind buys, you can always find something redeeming about it, unless it's just absolutely horrible. Which, luckily for me, this wasn't absolutely horrible, but anyways, I'll get into it. The movie in question is called Long Pigs. It's a Canadian film by Christopher Power and Nathan Hines. It is a faux documentary that follows this cannibalistic killer, and pretty much it's done almost in the vein of Man Bites Dog, if you will, you know, where they follow the killer, except they don't really get into it as much as they did, so the filmmakers did in Man Bites Dog. Pretty much what's going on in this one, it's about this guy named Anthony, who is pretty much your average guy. I mean, he works a shitty job as a valet. You know, he has problems with his mother, who he lives alone with at times. But again, he's just a cannibalistic killer. He talks about how you know, people when they eat certain things, they taste better, and how skinny people aren't really the best tasting kind of people. And it also brings up these questions of morality. You know. And there's this overlining element of like this radio talk show host, you know, where he's following the case of what's happening, and he's always questioning. You know, he's like, you know, it's kosher for us to like slaughter a pig or kill a cow, but it's never really right for us, you know, to eat a cat or anything like that. And so, the question that Anthony puts forward is why is it so uncomfortable for people to eat human beings? Yes, we communicate on on levels. You know, we have feelings. You know, we have our own thoughts. You know, we do all this stuff that makes us higher above, but when it comes right down to it, survival of the fittest, and what are you going to do when you're faced with no other option? I mean, it's really interesting from that point of view, and to see him interact, because, you know, there's this overlining caseworker who talks about, you know, who they're also interviewing, you know, talking about all these stereotypical things that you would find in a serial killer, except Anthony doesn't really fall into those lines. I mean, they talk about, you know, massive amounts of trauma just from a parent, you know, neglect and stuff like that. But Anthony's mother, you know, he talks about like how she loved him, how she was always there for him, you know, and he just thought one day, you know, when this girl had an aneurysm with him, a hooker, he's like, no one's gonna miss this girl, you know, no one's gonna be looking for her. So he's like, I want to see what human flesh tastes like. So he did it, and so now it becomes this compulsion for him, and it goes through him, you know, dissecting the body, you know, squaring off into portions, getting rid of bones. It's all really, really well planned out. I mean, but just the main thing that kind of brings down this movie is it's really, really predictable. I mean, I was able to call the ending within the first 4 minutes of the movie. I mean, it's good. Like, it has really good character development. Anthony is a really, really likable guy at times. I mean, your heart honestly goes out to him sometimes. You sit there talking about, you know, his life and stuff like that, but then it clicks back and you're like, he's a cannibalistic killer. Like, what the hell? But Anthony seems like a normal, average guy besides that fact. I know a lot of people are skeptics in that way, saying normal, average guy. But you know what? A lot of killers on the outside, not on the inside, but on the outside, are normal, average people, because they have to maintain this level of normalcy, if you understand where I'm going with that. And one thing I also want to talk about in this movie, it is its practical effects are really, really bad. Like, you can tell when they're using a dummy and stuff like that. But the main thing is, though, because I was talking about this with my roommate, it's Long Pigs. It was made in Scarborough, Ontario. It's a Canadian horror film, very cheaply made, shot on what looks like someone's handy cam, pretty much. I mean, you really have to work with your budget constraints, and you know, when you're using a big human carcass, it really can't look that good on a small grade Canadian film, if you understand. So don't go into it expecting too much in the way of gore and stuff like that, because yes there is meat products and like ribs and stuff like that, but the dummies look like dummies. That's the only thing. The acting overall, it doesn't really strike you as anything fierce, really, but just it does have like an air of normalcy to it. I mean, the actors are very, very comfortable in their roles. It honestly feels like Anthony actually is a real person, and just the acting is just superb at times. Sometimes it kind of wavers because it seems like he's hamming it up for the camera, but other times when he's being deadly serious, it's just absolutely beautiful. it was great in that respect. And really, you know, for a very cheaply made Canadian film from a no-name company, it was well done, really. So if I had to give Long Pigs a rating out of 10, it would definitely get a 6. I mean, there's room for improvement, but also it's really predictable. But just, it's a really good study of the human psyche. Oh, you can see my Drag Me to Hell poster in the back, yeah. But nonetheless, though, check it out if you get time. If you don't, hey, it's not like you're missing anything special. But I mean, I actually kind of liked it, truth be told. So yeah, Long Pigs. So that's my review for today. Thanks to everyone who watches and subscribes as always. You guys rock. And if anything, I will see you guys in a week's time. Later.